are
Okay.
you?
And here in Santa Fe, rain has come. It, it began to rain in the middle of the night, and it was a relief because we were very, very hot. And now the air is cool, but it's still drizzling. You know that yesterday we learned some also some words dealing with the vocabulary with the weather, and to drizzle in English is lloviznar.
Mhm.
And if we want to say llover a cántaros, we say to rain heavily or it's raining cats and dogs. Okay,
Ah,
in English, yes. And well, yesterday we had a very, very beautiful class meeting because we talk about this period that different it is called differently for the different traditions, but the deep sense is the meaning, o sea, the deep meaning is the same for all. That is a period for us to reflect. Here is a period of reflection, of prayer, of simplicity, and of going inside. And you know that the last, it culminates with um, a day or another period, because it's not only a day, that Christians call it Easter. And well, the Pablito was saying that the Hebrew tradition or the Jew tradition call it Passover or Pesach. And Pablito, I was looking for some information and it's uh, we were talking about this yesterday. That in fact, um, I feel very, very grateful because when I was a child, you know that most of us were raised in a different religion. And they told us, the first thing I learned, that I grew up with this sense that they were opposites. That, of course, if you were Catholic or you were Jew or you were whatever Muslim, you cannot be all together. They were, uh, and in fact, in many of them, they look at you in a bad way if you say, "Well, I'm." It's like you were not an enemy, but in sometimes a kind of. And then came to my life this beautiful teaching of spirituality that tells us that, in fact, these differences are only superficial. And in a deep sense, we are all talking about the same, we are all looking for the same thing, that is God. Or is this higher intelligence that moves everything, and that is our essence. So our essence is the same for all, not only for human beings, but also for the plants, the animals, every living being in this universe is made of the same. So, but it is, in fact, these um, traditions or religions, or whatever you want to call them, are not opposite. They are complementary. Or you find different ways of getting to the same place. And it is wonderful because instead of um, feeling separate, you feel integrated. And I feel that is enriching. It is not, it not gives you a sense of separation. It's just the opposite. And well, at the end of the of our meeting yesterday, Pablito began to talk about the Hebrew tradition, because I was talking about the Catholic tradition. And well, it was almost the end of the meeting. And then he sent me a message, and I told him, but well, we can't go on talking about the same tomorrow because this weekend or this week is for this. And he says, because in Hebrew tradition or in Jew tradition, there are many, there are different symbolisms that are very useful or beautiful. I don't remember well them, but I look for information, he said to me. And I also looked in English also, because here is a space to practice our English. And it's also interesting to learn the vocabulary in English. So, well, Pablito, yeah, I remember that you, in your message yesterday, you mentioned the pan asimo, that it's one of the traditions and the symbolisms. Because tell a bit more that what is one of the traditions that Hebrew people gather to eat a meal in for this time.
Yes, and because they in this year the Hebrew and Catholic is the same time, so it's
Yes,
similar. So in Wednesday they do the Seder, so the last meeting like Jesus is the same,
yes,
and and I think that. In the Hebrew culture, I think it's more deeper than the Catholic because they used to eat and celebrate time, eating symbolic
yes,
things like matzah. And
yes.
matzah is the bread that they used to eat in this time. And the meaning of the matzah is that they had to live in quickly that
In a
in
haste, it says here, yes. To live in a haste is when you are in a hurry.
a
You have
hurry.
to, yes. This is another expression. Then we are going in this text that we have today. It is the explanation, but is to live in a haste. Is the same as in a hurry, or quickly.
Quickly,
Okay.
and they can wait to the bread
To leaven.
to level. So
Mhm.
this bread is made with water and harina. ¿Cómo es
And
harina?
flour.
Flour. Only, and it's when I was child, this bread is
Mhm.
very ugly. So,
Yes.
but nobody explained me that the meaning of the of this bread.
Why do you eat so
Yes,
bread that was
and
so bad?
eat the this bread, and they use the bread to make other comidas, eat
Other meals, other
other
meals.
meals. So it's a important part. And when you eat this bread, you feel, oh, why we can eat a normal bread, maybe,
Yeah.
and then, uh,
Why they are doing this to me? It
candy,
is
so maybe someone honey.
it's not necessary.
Yes.
And in Spanish we say no es necesario. Why? Why? But then we find the meaning, the true meaning. Let me that I will
And
close some.
my grandmother, the for my mother, uh,
Mhm.
used to be, before this Pesach, used to prepare a lot of meal to eat in this period. So
Mm,
in this period, the people join to eat and to to talk about the when the Hebrew escaped from Egypt and the
yes,
Pharaoh. So it's a an important time. So it's to
yes. Yeah, if you want, you can start reading this information that talks about this moment and the tradition. What is Passover or Pesach for the Hebrew tradition?
Pesach is the name of it. Um, is like a mark when the people, the Hebrew, had to do in their houses in Egypt because when Moses said the last plaga, ¿cómo se dice
Yes,
plaga?
plague, plague,
Plague,
plague. Yes,
who
it is also explained here because I looked up for I know it, I knew it in Spanish, but I didn't know how to say it in English. And I discovered that it means that, and I didn't know. So it's very interesting. Yes,
and this when God came to their houses to kill the Egyptian boys,
the firstborn.
the
Firstborn is el primogénito.
el primo.
Firstborn. Mm?
And
Fir-
how he knows the house is Egyptian or Hebrew, and the Hebrew had to mark in behind the port the door
yes.
that is Hebrew houses to don't kill the
Yes.
the first child.
And they put a mark with a blood of a lamb.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
yes. Here is it is explained.
And
So,
Passover is when you the pass over the
yes,
freedom.
yes. And it is also the same as in the Catholic tradition. I like this comparison because it shows that we are all talking about the same. We put it another in the surface is different because yeah, but it is the same. The passage from death to life, the passage from slavery to freedom, and in a deeper sense, if we go beyond, I like this because spirituality goes almost deeper, or because it embraces all humankind. This freedom from slavery in the case of the Hebrews, or this resurrection, the resurrection of Jesus Christ, means this passage from death to life means that we is our passage, is the passage of all humankind from death to life. It symbolizes that what is that when we die, only our body dies. We don't die. Our our true self doesn't die. We go into another dimension. We that's that Catholics say the eternal life. But yes, it's the and that's freedom from slavery of the Hebrew tradition, in fact, is the freedom of what? Of our personal self, of our ego, of our individuality. And that's because this is reflected, that why we value freedom so much. Because the soul or our true self feels like of trapped in this body. So that's why we are always looking for freedom. And when we leave this body at the end of our human life, we are liberated again. And it is not necessary to wait to die to realize this. This is the realization of the self that our teachers, masters, gurus talks about. This is dying before dying, to realize our true nature while we are here in this earth. So, if we realize this, our life changes. We are not more afraid of anything here because we not only know by this mind, we experience that we are timeless, we are formless, and our life is forever. Okay, my friends, but it is interesting to know about these traditions of the different religions and Pablito, if you want, you can start reading.
Okay.
Um, so we come to know a bit more about this.
Okay. Passover, Pesach. Passover, called Pesach in Hebrew, is one of the most important Jewish holidays. It commemorates the liberation of Israelites from slavery in ancient Egypt, a story told in the biblical book of Exodus. When is Passover celebrated? Passover usually takes place in March or April according to the Hebrew lunar calendar, at last 7 or 8 days, depending on
Yes,
tradition, on location.
it's the same as in Catholic, as you say. It's the whole week that we call the Catholics or the Christians calls the Holy Week, but it's the same as with another name, but it's the same as in Hebrew tradition. Okay, and what is celebrated?
What does Passover celebrate? It celebrated freedom. According to the tradition, God helped the Israelites escape slavery in Egypt under the leadership of Moses. The name Passover referred to the moment when God passed over the home of the Israelites during the final plague. God instructed the Israelites, led by Moses, to mark their doorposts with the blood of the lamb. That
Yeah,
night, a deadly plague struck Egypt, causing the death of the firstborn in every Egyptian household. But when God saw the marked houses in the Israelites, he skipped over them and did not bring harm to those homes. So what does Passover mean? It means to skip or bypass, to protect, to spare from harm. Why isn't that? Why is this important? This importance symbolizes protection and mercy from God, the beginning of the Israeli freedom from slavery, the powerful reminder of faith and trust. That's why the holiday is called Passover, because God passed over the home of the Israelites and keep them safe.
Yes, and kept them
Kept.
safe. Yes, this is the past of keep, kept. And they, I remember another thing that yesterday we say that the period of Lent, that is called Cuaresma in Spanish, symbolizes the 40 days Jesus spent in the desert. And in Hebrew tradition, this period symbolizes the 40 years um, the Israelites spent in the desert to get to the promised land. So you know that they are the same. They are
And
different.
uh, and if and if you listen Moldavsky, this
Mhm.
Israeli humorist,
Yes.
they explain that the Hebrew is stupid, walking around 40 years in the same plane because the Sinai Desert is not a big. It's like the south of Santa Fe.
Yeah.
But the meaning is that Moses take these people walking around for 40 years because they want to change the generation who the people goes to the promised land
Mm,
is a new people that doesn't live in the slavery. This is
mm.
the meaning.
Wow. Yes. This is the path from slavery to freedom. Yes. And this is, and you know that in Catholic tradition, we always talk about the new life, or spirituality. How is the name? To call this? Awakening.
Mm.
Awakening to the truth. To awaken to your true self. It's like a new life because in fact, you have always been this, but you forgot. And when you awaken, you remember. It's like awakening from, that's why they use also the to say the awakening, we awaken from a dream, the dream of life, this dream of believing that we are separate, that we are individuals, that our life is only a human life. This is the awakening. So it's all the same. It's like our promised land. It's like this. And here we can take a look. Jose, if you want, you can go on
Yes,
reading about the key traditions of the Hebrews that we were talking about at the beginning.
I want to say something
Yes, of course.
uh, because for me, the last year, all of this for me is more important, más profound important because
Mm,
uh, it's when I was child, here in my family is no practice the religion Catholic, pero is
mhm.
present, no? But
Yes.
it's more in these days. I was waiting to the eggs, ¿cómo es? Los huevos de Pascua estábamos esperando
Ah,
más que otra
yes.
cosa.
Easter,
It's more
Easter
like
eggs.
this.
Easter
No,
eggs.
nothing about religion. Uh, Sometimes a little bit say something, pero muy poco. But
Mhm.
now
Very
is for
few.
me is very profound. Read and feel profound in
Mhm.
my heart. No, that
Yes.
uh, this kind of is not about Catholics. It's about God in different of
Yes,
religions.
yes, yes. It's
No,
about
because
this.
the path is the same and the
Yes,
form to the path is different, but all, eh, all, all, ¿cómo dice? Todos los caminos conducen a Roma, ¿no?
all
Or-
yes, always leads to Rome. Or I like for me is very graphic. The what Guruji said in one satsang, that he said, imagine that you have many different doors painted in different
Yes.
colors, and you choose the color you want, but
And
every doors, when you open it, leads to the same place. It's like this. One
yes.
choose because this answer came from a question that some of that were present in the satsang he asked him, why, if God is the same for all of us, there are so many religions in the world? And Guruji answers, because that generous is God. Así de
And
generoso es el
yes,
Señor, dijo él.
yes. And
And
sorry.
yes,
Continue.
yes, go on, go on.
No, this The Chosen, you see this la serie estas The Chosen,
Yes.
The Chosen.
you know, not The Chosen? No.
No, I
No?
don't know. No.
Oh, it's like very powerful for me now, like
Yes,
¿no? Como decía recién, is ahí ¿cómo se dice serie? No me sale la palabra.
serious,
Ah,
serious.
series. I feel I understand everything eh, em, cada mensaje, ¿no?
Every message, every
Every
message.
message is touch me all the time.
Yes,
It's very
yes.
powerful.
But
I will see it.
in this
I recommend this.
Thank you.
in this series, Jesus has in other way to show, not like a common or traditional
Yes,
in the
Yes,
displaying.
yes.
So it's more beautiful than the other. And if you saw the Chosen, and the Chosen, Jesus called Rabbi. This
Yes,
also is an Hebrew person and considered Rabino because he's a leader of the Hebrew. So, but then
yes,
become a Catholic, and Hebrew don't believe of Christ. A lot of people think that Hebrew is the opposite or the enemy of the Catholic,
yes.
and
Catholic.
a
And it
lot of
is not
time
like this.
is not that that's the idea.
Yes, it is not. They and also the Catholic tradition is changing. You
yes.
know that,
Uh,
yeah,
Francis,
yesterday I went to a church that is near my aunt's home in the Costanera here in Santa Fe, that is very beautiful. It's La Iglesia del Huerto. I never been to that church. And it happened to me, that this, uh, we start to, another thing that happens in this path is that you start to experience these synchro God cities. And I was yesterday here, it was very hot. So I decided during the afternoon to go to the beach that is in front of, I crossed the Colgante Bridge, and I went with my mate, a
yes,
book, and some scripts to record a couple of reels, and I went to the beach. So when I got there, as the weather is so unsettled, it started to rain a bit. But I put stay under a tree for some minutes, and then it was sun again. The weather is crazy. Well, so I spent some time there, and after that, I felt like I want to go to the church because it is in the way between the beach and the house of my aunt. When I arrived to the church, I was that were many people going into the church, and it was because it was just starting a celebration. They celebrate because you know that for the Catholic tradition, Good Friday is the only day because Jesus died that there is no mass. O sea, es el único día del año que no hay misa, no se celebra la misa. But they read the Passion of Christ. So they leen la Pasión de Cristo, desde que a Cristo lo van a buscar ¿cómo se decía? Al monte, al Getsemaní, hasta que, bueno, lo llevan ante Pilatos, they take you to Pilatos, and then he is crucified. He's judged, and the people say that he has to die, and well, then he's crucified. And I love there was the first thing that called my attention that it was that when I arrived, the priest was in front of the church at the door of the church at the entrance, and he was hugging everyone and kissing and hugging. But it was I love his attitude. It was a very loving, and you know that when I was a child, priests never stand in the front of the church hugging you. They were very distant, that they were like superior people, and you were the sinner. That you have to repent. Yes, you have to repent because you were a very bad person. And they always stress this. And this was like a father. I remember, well, Jose knows when you go to Sahasha and Gurush is there and he hugs everyone, and he's the manifestation of love in this earth, the love of God, because, well, this man was like this. And after when he spoke to the people, he said, he was explaining the meaning of the Passion of Christ. And he was talking about almost the last words of Jesus when he was at the cross. And one of the expressions that Jesus used was, you know, that his mother, the Virgin Mary, was there, that in spiritual tradition we call her the Divine Mother. And he said there was a disciple, había uno de los discípulos. Entonces he said to him, here you have your mother. And the priest explained, this expression means, he says, the New Testament doesn't give a specific name to this disciple. He said this disciple. He says the disciple because it is general, because this disciple was not only one of the 12 that were following him. This disciple are all of us, are all of humanity. And when he says to the disciple, here you have your mother, he means that we are his sons. All are sons, we are sons of, we are brothers of Jesus. So we are all family. And for me, it was, the priest says, this was one of the main teachings of Jesus when she was in the cross. That we are all, that's why he came here, to show us that we are all family. And you remember that one of the phrases that touched me so much when I was in Sahasha was this phrase from Guruji that says, your heart is your home and the world is your family. And the priest said the same yesterday.
Mm.
It was a completely different interpretation. I never heard before an interpretation like this. And he said another thing that was very beautiful. He said, that's why the cross is not a symbol of torture. It's a symbol of love. Because we are so used to see the cross as something sad, as the synonym of death, of torture, and it's a synonym of love. So it was a very, very beautiful experience for me to hear this, because you think it shows that also the Catholic tradition is changing, and it's going to a place of oneness, of unity between all humankind, and it's very, very beautiful. Well, my friends, and what about you, Nat? What was your tradition? Were you raised in a Catholic family or not? Or what
No,
was your experience?
I
Not.
wasn't raised in a Catholic family. No, the same as Jose, we were waiting for the Easter eggs without knowing anything.
Mhm. Well, so it's an awakening, this.
Yes.
For we have a wonderful opportunity. Well, now we can go on
Me too.
reading about the Hebrew,
Key
the key
tradition.
traditions. Yes.
Key tradition. The Seder meal. The most important ritual is the Seder. It's a special dinner held on the first nights of Passover. Families gather to retell the story of Exodus using a book called the Hadash. Haggadah.
Haggadah. No sé.
Haggadah.
Do you know this book, Pablito?
Yes,
Haggadah.
Haggadah. Haggadah.
Ah, Haggadah.
Haggadah.
Very
Haggadah.
good.
Dash sí sería una S, ¿no? Haggadah.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, exact. Haggadah.
Symbolic foods. Yes.
Sorry, Jose.
Yeah,
This
yes,
is
okay.
the most important ritual because family gather to retell the story of Exodus. To each
Yes.
time retell and remember that they had to escape to Exodus, the Egypt, to suffer the slavery and get the freedom.
Yes.
So it's so paper. And I had a book who belonged to my grandfather. This is
What is
the
this?
book is Tradition and Custom Hebrews.
Ah, okay.
Right,
Wow.
look, this book is made in 1970. More than 50 years old.
Years.
And it's so beautiful because it's playing about the tradition and it's playing about Pesach because they continue keep the tradition and the custom between us. So it's more important because you know that Hebrew in the world was fading by Muslim Arab countries. So
Yes.
so
Arabic countries. Yes.
I want to talk to tell us when last year when I was with my wife in in Czechia,
Mm,
Yes, I
yes.
remember.
in Praga, they have mm, in a quarter have like the 8 and 9 synagogue, beautiful synagogue,
Mm,
and I talked with the man who guided us and explained the story, uh, how keep the city uh, so this synagogue because the
mm.
Czech Republic lived the Nazi period, so
Ah, yes.
to destroy. And
Mm,
he explained me that the Nazis keep this the quarter to show the humanity that they want to disappear the Hebrew culture in the world and keep this like to explain the future people
generations.
generation
Hmm.
who was a people who live who celebrate so like a past so you can
Mm.
understand how deep is the fight that the Hebrew people have to
Yes.
suffer
Mm.
around the history and
Mm.
and like me like Jose I feel the Passover now so deep that I understand when I was child because I
Yes.
waited for an egg and I had to eat the mozza that I don't like it.
Mm.
Um, but I live in a city that we don't have synagogue and not practice the Hebrew tradition, and I'm not Hebrew religion,
Mm.
and I ask me why the people can kill other in name of the religion, like
Yes.
Muslim or maybe Catholic in the
Yes.
crusade time, who
Yes.
and I feel that this religion text don't explain or permit or uh,
Allow. Hmm.
allow this
Mm.
this thing. So,
Mm.
like you explain, Cari, the religion speak about love, no kill others
Yes.
who
Yes.
think in different point of view.
Different. Yes. Because you know that because this is, we see with our mind, we only interpret things that we, in the surface, they seem different, but because it is because they don't go deeper. Because when you start to go deeper, as spirituality tells us and guides us into this, that is inside us, in fact, we discover that we are all talking about the same and that we are all looking for the same. That
But
this,
in my family,
yes,
in my Hebrew family,
mm,
some people think that you had to defend and you had to kill
yes,
other people. So it's the
mm,
same problem. So it's not the
yes,
Catholic of
yes,
Muslim. It's
no,
all the people who don't
mm,
understand that the religion is part of the love
mm,
of life, the to transcend, to love God,
yes,
And God don't say you kill the people who think different of you.
Yes, and if you see, this happens also in politics, in everything, that the other may be different, but it's not your enemy. It is superficially different. No, it doesn't mean anything that so important and so serious to feel that you have to kill the other. It's very crazy like this. But well, okay. So, Jose, do
Continue.
you want to go on reading? Yes.
Symbolic food. The Seder plate included food with special meanings, such as matzath, like
No,
this.
matzah. Matzah, ¿cómo era?
Matzah, matzah,
Matzah. Very good.
unleavened bread,
Unleavened bread. Es el
unleavened
pan sin
bread.
levadura, sería. El pan sin
Yes,
levadura.
unleavened bread,
Mm.
symbolizing the haste in the living Egypt.
Yes, the haste in leaving Egypt. The haste was the hurry, that they were in a hurry. That's why they didn't have time to leaven the bread, so that's why they ate this matzah. And what else?
Bitter herbs, representing the bitterness of slavery.
Yes, what is bitter? You don't know what the
Hierbas
meaning of
fuertes, hierbas, ¿no?
amargas.
Amargas.
Son.
Margas.
Yes, amargas, bitter herbs. And yes, I didn't know. The Charles said, I don't know if it is, if it is spelled like, pronounced like this. That is, what is this? Do you know, Pablito, a sweet mixture symbolizing the mortar used by slaves? I don't know what
Traducir is in Spanish. What means?
es como una mezcla. Yes.
¿Qué significa todo?
Una mezcla es
Mix.
dulce, yes, que
The
simboliza.
mortar use, the mortar, mortar. Mortal,
Sí.
agregué la L.
No.
The mortar used by.
Que usaban los esclavos, pero no sé qué, va, es como debe ser algo dulce, no sé, una preparación.
Sí, es una preparación dulce, porque o sea, el mozze es
Ajá,
el pan.
claro, es el
If
pan sin
you,
levadura.
yes, if you, Jose, if you see the chosen at the final,
Yes.
when the last dinner, Jesus take the mozze and take parts and give us the disciple, so los disciples, los apóstoles,
Yes.
The
to
apostles.
share. And bitter herb is representan lo amargo de la esclavitud. Y lo otro
I
es,
remember.
es lo dulce, que también, o sea, tiene lo amargo y lo dulce de haber salido de la esclavitud y haberlo superado.
And that's why from this comes the tradition of the Hebrew people to not eating leavened food during Passover.
Food.
Yes.
During Passover, choose avoid eating food with cheese, with. Estoy trabajando con la pronunciación.
Yeast. Yes.
Yeast.
There are many
Call
yes.
Because some names.
Sí, chametz. Yes.
Such as bread, pasta, and paste and cakes.
Such as bread, pasta, and cakes. Como que no comen nada con levadura durante el Passover.
In the series, in one chapter, one voice, if you remember, Jose, one voice had to clean because he has a sueño, ¿cómo era el sueño?
A dream, a
A
A
dream.
dream.
dream that the Jesus joined with the apostle in his house, and he cleaned the day before the house, the place, because they had to clean the room, the room. Because they don't have linen food, so levadura,
Mhm.
migas, so
Yes,
in a clear place.
yes. To
Mm.
avoid pollution or to be the place to be polluted with something that was leavened.
And the people
Yes,
Yeah, cleaning. I remember. Yes, I remember. I try to remember.
remember,
Yes, and it changed the place because the first place is in. I remember what house, and then changed how because sent to Thomas or Pedro in this moment. Peter, another house to prepare this. Yes, I remember now.
remember,
Yes, 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 yes. This
and
the child
and
dreams, all this, no me sale la cena,
dinner.
pero toda
last dinner.
last
But
dinner, toda la
on-
preparación. O sea, él soñó con Jesús que aparecía en la casa con toda la preparación y se lo decía el hermano. Sí, I
yes,
remember.
and in fact, they call it Last Supper, like call it. You know
Yes.
that supper is um, another word for dinner. Last Supper, they call it. La última cena in
Mm.
English. Okay.
And in the Hebrew religion, they have two refrigerator because in one they put the milk and in the other
Mm.
put the meal. The
Ah, the milk, not to get
I didn't
polluted
Yes,
know.
or.
and if the people who respect the rules eat the kosher product. So the kosher is the product that is supervised by the rabbi. For example, in Casilla, we
Mm.
have a meal industries, and
Uh-huh.
the rabbis come here to kill the cow to consider this meal
Special meal.
special, so certified,
Mm.
and then they eat this product. So they call kosher certified.
Ah, okay.
Follow very powerful this tradition.
Yes.
Yes.
So, yes, and from this we learn that, yes, as you have said, that the Hebrews focus so much in the past and in the tradition. That's why it
Last
says
Supper.
here the last question is, why is it so important? Let's not read that he doesn't read today. Why is it so important?
Passover is a time to reflect on freedom, justice, and faith. It also emphasizes the importance of remembering history and passing traditions from one generation to the next. It's a time for reflection, prayer, simplicity, going inside to celebrate freedom, resurrection, the passage from death to life.
Yes, I put it this, that in fact this time is a time for this, and every tradition may the celebration be different, but we all celebrate and we all look for the same. This is the most important message for us. So, and as we were talking yesterday, there is nothing wrong with enjoying Easter eggs and la rosca de Pascua, that I don't know how to say it in English. I'm laughing because this morning, when here today in this house, there are many people because the family of my aunt that lives in Rosario, they have come here to celebrate Easter. Well, so here is my cousin, his wife, and his children. Well, and they brought a Easter rosca, and they cut it because they are, as you know, in this kind of celebration, there are plenty of food. This they have started today, so and they will continue tomorrow. Today we will have a barbecue at noon, and they asked me. They cut this cake and they asked me to taste it, and it is a bomb because it has cream, it has dulce de leche,
De todo.
everything. So, well, and Pablito, I remember something that I told my aunt yesterday, that last year I was in Rosario and you and Andrea gave me as a present, and to all people that you love, you made Easter eggs
Yes.
yourselves, and it were delicious. And on Easter, you know that Easter eggs are very expensive today. And I remember that I shared this with my son, and I was telling yesterday to my aunt that you had this beautiful way of showing and of saying Happy Easter to everyone you love, and and this year you made eggs or not?
Last year they made it with my wife and my son.
Your son
They
also.
worked very hard
Heart.
for few days,
Mhm.
and because they said I want to egg for my teacher, for this, for that, for with, um, and Andre prepare with love.
Yeah.
Is very good making these
Mhm.
things. And this year, he said, "What do you do in with the Eastern egg?"
Mm.
And depend of you, because then when you had to work hard, they
Mhm.
be nervous, and
Yes.
we had to enjoy making it.
Yes.
And this year, this period is very hot, and we
Yes.
had to work
Yes.
the chocolate with the pot,
Yes.
because the chocolate we had to put in
Yes. To
pot.
dry.
Yes, and
Mm.
to work in a few seconds, because then it's transforming in solid again.
Yes.
So Andrea buy the chocolate,
Mm.
buy a good chocolate, because it's the good things,
Yes. This is the secret.
the secret. But
Yeah.
when you have the good chocolate, you have to work better than the other.
Mm.
Um, and this year they don't do any eggs, Eastern eggs,
And
because we had a period of. And what
Yeah.
do you do with the chocolate? I use in another way.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. Yes, it is like this. We have an unusual heat, hot weather for this time this year. So it is not recommended
Yes,
for Easter eggs for the
it's
making of.
harder to work.
Yes, yes, yes. I didn't know, but now that you tell me, it's obvious
But
that it.
I wrote you an egg, and you see that it's very beautiful. That then they prepare, they make a sign with the chocolate white.
Mm, yes, it's very, very beautiful.
It's more love in this.
Yes, yes. This what I felt, and how was the packaging, everything. It was made with a lot of love,
And
and
that like Jose talked as the maybe we can leave this period, but
Mhm.
uh, understanding that what X meaning, what is the meaning. So no, only it's the
yes,
eggs.
an
That's all.
egg, and
and
yes,
and to do 2 holiday days to repose and to make other
yes.
things that you
To go
don't.
inside, to reflect,
Oh,
and to
yes,
connect with this love that we are. So, if we have these meetings with people, not only to eat, but to share this love that is inside us, that all of us are. So, to finish this beautiful meeting, we can do this for a few minutes with this guided meditation that I chose for this week. That is the Buddhist meditation that is called Calm and Ease, and that helps us to connect with the sound of the bells and uh, with to focus. He calls us to focus our attention on the breathing. Just this simple practice helps us to connect with silence, with peace, and with love. So let's do it for a few minutes and finish our beautiful meeting. Let me look for it. So I will share it with you. And okay, my friend, let's enjoy it.
Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. In, out. Breathing in, I notice that my in-breath has become deep. Breathing out, I notice that my out-breath has become slow. Deep, slow. Enjoy. Breathing in, I calm my body and my mind. Breathing out, I ease everything. Calm, ease. Breathing in, I smile. Nothing is as important as my peace, my joy. I smile to everything, even to my suffering, to my difficulties. Breathing out, I release, I let go. This is a practice of freedom. Smile, release.
Well, my friends, I think that this meeting was a bit longer than usual, but it is important not only to talk about these things, but to experience. And we can experience them in meditation. This silence, this love, we connect with this, and now we can share with our families not only the superficial things like food, our meal, eggs, or whatever, that there is nothing wrong with it, but also our love, this peace and this silence. So thank you. Have a very happy Easter, and don't forget to spread this love to everyone. Bye bye.
Gracias, Cari.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Feliz
Thank
Pascua para
you.
todos.
Gracias.
Bye.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank
Feliz
you.
Navidad. Feliz
See
Pascua, perdón.
you.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter for all.
Happy Easter.